Hey guys, welcome to Trashy Stupid Fun. This is episode 20, and I wanted to do something really big for this episode. And so I am going to talk about the movie The Room, and this is a big episode because I've been wanting to talk about this movie for a while, because I think I've hinted at it for quite some time now. And since this is episode 20, I want to talk about this movie because I got into it last year, and I can't stop watching it. I've watched it at least a couple times a month. Maybe more, but I'm pretty sure I've watched it at least once or twice a month since getting it for my birthday last year. And, where do I start with this movie? It's really bad, for one thing. It's really bad. And it's not for everybody, but if you love bad movies, check it out. It's that bad. It's just a bad, bad movie, but, This would be the trashy, stupid, and fun portion of the show. So yeah, The Room is basically the basic plot without giving everything away. But the basic plot is a love triangle between Johnny, his best friend, and his girlfriend, fiance Lisa, and basically wackiness ensues, and lots of lies build up, and lots of drama, and lots of really gross sex happens in this movie. So basically, Johnny, played by Tommy Wiseau, is really in love with Lisa, and she's falling out of love with him, and falling in love with his best friend Mark, and that's basically it. And then he's there. This love triangle is surrounded by all these crazy characters, who I don't know. A lot of the time, it just seems like they're just there. Just to be like, look at me, I'm crazy. I'm an eccentric character in this story. Some of them are like that. Because you have Lisa's friend Michelle, and I think she's her only friend because she seems to be the only person who can put up with her bull. She'll tell her, she'll come out and tell her that what you're doing is wrong and blah 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 blah. But she seems to be her only friend that puts up with her crap. Because you never see her hanging out with anybody other than her mom. And her mom calls her out on her crap, too. But at the same time, she's being kind of... I don't know. I don't know. She's pretty awful, too. But, she's just... Oh, her mom is a piece of work. I love her, though. Her mom, Claudette, is just awesome. I love the way she talks to people. Just the way she reacts to everything. Because... At one point, she and Lisa come home from shopping or something, and her friend Michelle and her boyfriend her and her boyfriend Mike are there, and they had just had sex or whatever, fooled around, and Claudia's like, who are these characters? What are they doing here? And this is like, okay, or it's almost like the movie became self-aware there. It just, let's see, and then you have the boy that lives in their apartment named Denny, who's kind of befriended Johnny and Lisa. I guess to some extent Mark too, but mostly Lisa and Johnny. He's kind of obsessed with them, and I don't know. It's just weird the way he pops up, because at the beginning of the movie he's like, he's like, Johnny's like, I'm gonna go take a nap, and he's like, can I join you or whatever? It's like, okay. I don't think he's all there or something. They don't really bring it up. It's kind of implied that he's kind of slow or something. They just don't cover that. They don't cover a lot of things in this movie. It's just like, okay. And and he watches them. There's this part in the movie where he's just like watching them go upstairs and he's eating an apple and just looks really creepy. And he's just, I don't know, he's just an odd duck, but I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like him at times, and other times it's like, why is he in this movie? But yeah. And then you just have all these random characters that just pop up that seem to know Johnny and like him for some reason. He's one of those characters that, everybody seems to like, but you don't really get why everybody's so drawn to this guy. Oh, and then Johnny has a friend named, well, he's kind of friends with Mike, Michelle's boyfriend, but I don't know. They hang out in, like, one scene and toss a football around. That's what I keep forgetting to bring up. Ugh. I've made this episode many times now, and I can't seem to get everything I want to talk about out in this episode. And I also seem to go too long, or I go too short, or just anyways, Johnny has another friend who's a psychologist named Peter, who tries to dispense with advice and everything, and just, I don't know. Nobody seems to take it to heart, or I don't know. It's just there's so many plot points that go out that are brought up and just never brought up again. It's just, I don't know. So much I could cover in this movie. Should maybe find another video site, but I'll come to that road when I think I need to cross it. But yeah, for now, I'm sticking with YouTube because it's just the easiest way to go right now. And anyways, so many plot points. There's so many introduced plot points. Like I said, like with Claudette, Lisa's mom. She's if you've seen the clip on YouTube, she tells Lisa she has breast cancer, and it's never brought up again. And then you have Denny, who's apparently wrapped up in drugs or something, and gets attacked by this guy named Chris R. I don't know, that's the most random, awesome name. And anyways, he threatens Denny's life, holding a gun, just says, where's my money? And just, and then everybody comes up on the roof, and craziness ensues, and Claudette yells at Denny, and, and everybody's yelling. It's like, what the hell? And then Mark and Johnny cart Chris R off to jail or whatever, which we never see. Apparently there is a scene where that happens, but it was deleted for some reason. And then those are pretty much the two big plot points that go nowhere. And then there's some inconsistencies and a lot of repeated dialogue, a lot of oh hi's going around in this movie. It's just like, okay then, because every time somebody comes in the room, it's like, oh hi, oh hi, oh hi Mark, oh hi Johnny, oh hi Lisa. It's like, oh god, shut up. But it's funny at the same time. It's annoying and funny. But yeah, this movie. It's just, ugh. And again, I don't know why I like this movie, but ever since I got into it, it's like I think I mentioned this already. I've seen it a couple times a month now, and I don't know what I'm trying to find each time. I just sometimes I do find new things, but mostly I just go, why do I watch this? Especially during the sex scenes, and I'm not giving too much away with this movie because a lot of it's clips on YouTube if you find them. But yeah, this movie, if you like bad movies, so bad that they're good movies, check this one out because it's just lots of what the hell. And there's a couple scenes where they're tossing around a football and they're just like a few feet away from each other, throwing an underhand in some cases, and it's it's just so random. Like who? Oh, I mean, I never played toss. I never tossed the ball to anybody that much, except maybe my niece. But other than that, it's like who does that? It's like And then again, I never played football with anybody, so it's like, but that it seems really silly, is all. And there's a lot of and going back to the rooftop. There's a lot of crazy scenes other than the drug bust thing or whatever. It happened on the rooftop, and it's just very silly at times because you can tell they're surrounded by a green screen or blue screen or whatever. Actually, I've seen clips of it, and it's green, and just you can tell that it's really fake, especially in certain scenes. Like when there's at one point, Mark and Peter are up there, and for some reason Mark attempts to push Peter off the roof, and that's when it gets really obvious that it's a green screen because it's just so silly looking. It's silly looking anyways, just because the way he goes, tries to push him over the ledge. It's just like, oh my god. Oh, yeah. Oh, what else? I think I've covered everything. This movie, there's a few other things that this movie spawned. It spawned a video game that you can find online called The Room. It's just The Room, the game. It's it's basically you play out the whole movie, but it has some funny subplots in it, or funny little tidbits in it that just make it awesome. I don't want to give them away because they're just that awesome. If you've seen the movie, check out the game. It's fun. And they also have midnight screenings in some towns or some cities and I really want to go, but I have no way of getting to one. But I would really love to see it with an audience. And apparently it may have spawned a play, an off-Broadway play or something, which that would be awesome too. And just, ugh. And there's some great parodies of some of the scenes in this movie that people have done online. They could find that they're pretty good. Or actually, they're not parodies so much as just doing their own version of it. I forget what his name is, but there's one guy that did a really great job of doing the scene where Johnny says, you're tearing me apart, Lisa, and it's just awesome because he plays both Johnny and Lisa, and it's just awesome. And I forget his name. I forget his YouTube name, but he's on YouTube, and it's just awesome. Oh, and I have some episodes. I do want to make some new episodes about movies I've just watched recently, because there's one I really want to talk about from the 80s that I just watched. I really got to talk about. So yeah, I have some. I look forward to making new episodes. So yeah, hopefully we'll see 20 more of these. So until next time.